Hello everybody, welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I want to talk about something that I haven't heard too many people talk about. Now we've talked about stocks, we've talked about bonds and savings accounts and all of that, but nobody's talking about the people that have a lot of money and how do they protect their money. When the economy gets to this level of devastation, people aren't looking to make money, they're looking to protect their money. Is there a way that they can protect their money without sitting it in a bank savings account making almost no interest? There is. And I want to start this video by telling a story. When I first got out of college, my career choice was to be a banker. And once I'd spent a couple of years in there, I decided this isn't banking, this is office politics, and I don't want to spend my life doing that. But anyway. So I went to work for this little community bank. And one of the reasons I went to work for this specific bank was their advertising said that they reinvest in the community. Now this was back in the, early to mid 80s. And that was the rah-rah time of the Reagan administration. And I thought, wow, that's really good. You're going to take the money of the people and you're going to reinvest it back in the neighborhood. And this specific community bank had, I think it was 3 branches. One on the bad side of town, one on the good side of town, and one right in the middle. So I thought that was great. So I went to work there. And because it was a small bank, security wasn't what it should be. And so one of the things that I noticed among many things was I noticed that our CPA was getting 3, 4, 5, 6 checks a day from banks on the West Coast. And I thought, well, that's weird. I wonder what that is. So I just kept it under my hat. I never said anything to him. So I made friends with this CPA. And I just flat out asked him one day, I said, why are you guys getting all those checks from the West Coast? And he said, well, we don't invest here in Central Illinois because the interest rates are too low. So we go to the West Coast and we pick the top 10 or 20 banks and then we negotiate a jumbo CD rate for each one for $250,000. He said, now they're only insured up to $250,000. So every 30 days when they're spitting off interest, that takes them over and above. So we told them every 30 days, mail us a check for the interest. That way our principal is always safe. Now first off, I was heartbroken. I was young, I was idealistic, and I found out this bank just flat out lied to the people. And when I say there was anywhere from 1 to 6 checks a day, that's what I mean. So you do the math. They had millions and millions of dollars from Illinois depositors where they went out and bought jumbo CDs, and then those jumbo CDs came back here, and that's what they operated off of. Good business model, but they lied. So here's my point. In an environment like this, where a lot of investors, especially the super wealthy, are looking to just protect their income, and they want something a little bit more than 0.01%, this is a actual thing they can do. And now, because of the ability to do things by computer, they don't have to stay in the U.S. They could go to Zurich or England or anywhere in the world and negotiate an interest rate for $250,000. Now, I don't know what that is. What is 1% of $1 million? That's $10,000, isn't it? What if you had $20 million? I mean, I'm just saying. So now you got, what do we say? 1% of $20 million, $200,000. So over the period of a year, you've got $200,000 coming in. Now you can go invest and play with that money. That way, if you lose money, all you're losing is the interest on your principal. Your principal is still safe. That doesn't mean you're not losing opportunity costs and into inflation and all of that. That's a given. But your principal is still safe. It's not sitting in the market losing 60%. I checked my stocks the other day. Since November 1st, my stocks are down 60%. Holy cow. So if I were uber wealthy right now and I was worried about my principal, I would at least do this with some of my cash. I'd find somewhere to negotiate, or maybe the East Coast banks, somewhere where I could negotiate an interest rate and have them mail me my interest check every 30 days, and then take that interest check and go buy something. Let's look at it this way. We've been in this since November 1st. This is now July 1st. That's 9 months. That's 9 months of interest checks you could have had coming in, and you could now be reinvesting that money. And your principal still be safe, making a little bit. Well, I know most of us out here don't have $250,000 to go buy a jumbo CD, but there are CDs out there for the everyday guy, and I did a couple of specials on the I bond. I did one on the H bond, but now I'm doing one on the jumbo CD, and for a certain number of people, and even small businesses. I mean, if you're a small business and you're about to get hurt by inflation, because in my opinion, we got about another year left, and you're about to get hurt by inflation, why don't you take some of that operating cash and go invest it in a jumbo CD out on the West Coast? Why the West Coast? Because they've got the highest interest rates. At least they did at the time, because of all the taxation they've got going on out there. Well, that's just one more idea for ways to protect your money. But the difference is, this one is for people who have a lot of money. They may know about it, But have they done it? And if they know about it and have done it, why aren't they sharing it? Because even small businesses have reserves of $250,000. I've worked for some. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.